Kitty, read your notes. Hey all my Lushies and welcome back. Today I just wanted to do a quick little sit down and talk about Lush logging off social media. If some of you don't know already, as of November 26, 2021, Lush has decided to say goodbye to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. They are wanting to leave these platforms until these media outlets can provide a safer place, a safer environment for its users. Their tagline for this being, "It's time to stop scrolling and be somewhere else." What I find is interesting is that they're not fully leaving social media platforms. They're still going to be available on Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you'll still be able to get information about new things, new ranges from all of those. Plus, I believe they are going to be sending out emails, newsletters, that kind of thing. And always you can go to your local one to find out information. It looks like they have actually decided to bring back the Lush Times, which they got rid of this, I think about 3 years ago. But I actually am quite happy that it's coming back because it was always a cute thing to have. And that way you can kind of always remember things of the past. But I think it's a very interesting thing that they are leaving the four kind of main platforms that there are out there right now. And it's just odd for a company that has never paid for marketing in the typical sense. They don't pay for ads. There's not usually commercials for Lush. You don't really ever see a lot of like bigger marketing outside of social media kind of platforms. Lush, for the most part, has always relied their marketing on word of mouth. And then when social media came around, they definitely jumped on board on that because it was a great way to reach a wider range of people. And as time went on, Lushies like myself and many others across the world loved sharing bath bomb art. And then when the Lush Kitchen started, social media is pretty much what grew the Lush community obviously online and made it even bigger and made it expand into areas that they probably would never have been in before. I myself probably would never have been into Lush as much as I am without social media. It's been 5 years of this account and it has changed. I remember before I didn't want to post any kind of like bath art. I just wanted to show like what I'm using in a bath or using in a shower. And then it slowly grew from like doing these big tub setup. And now I'm into more of like the makeup. As I evolved, my account also evolves. Like this, I never really thought I would ever want to go into YouTube, but here I am sitting down in a room by myself making videos or whatever. But I enjoy it and I enjoy connecting and I enjoy this creative outlet that my love for soap and bath bombs has given me. So I just find it interesting that they're leaving. And I say leaving because I say leaving. They're not actually fully deactivating their account. They have just stopped following everybody on their pages. They have changed all of their posts to pretty much that like I think 9 photo grid that everybody has seen of like do something else, aka have a bath and buy more of our products. Cool. I also find it funny that the platforms that they're still going to be available on, one of them being Twitter, I would say for the most part, Twitter can be a very toxic environment. So it's kind of ironic that they're talking about bad environments, unhealthy for the user, all that kind of stuff, but they're sticking on Twitter, which is a place where you see a lot of people be very mean, very toxic. There's a lot of good out there and there's a lot of great things, but Twitter, I feel, is a place where people hide behind their words because there's no faces, there's really no pictures, it's just words. So it's just interesting to me that they're talking about they're leaving until there's a safer environment for a user, but you're going to use one of the ones that is one of the more harmful ones to its users. Cool. I do get their point about social media is that it turns into this big comparison of life. There's so many accounts out there that show this like perfect lifestyle, this perfect body, this perfect relationship, this perfect life. And I understand for some users, usually a lot more women and young girls that see that and then compare it to their own lives and just the toll that that takes on probably their mental health and their well-being. Like I understand not wanting to be necessarily a part of that kind of an environment, but I think there's probably a better way of going about helping change for that than pretty much feeling like you're saying, screw you guys, I'm picking up my ball and going home. That you can be vocal about that kind of an issue and then create posts and create campaigns about combating against those kind of things. Instead of just leaving it to where all those things are going to still be out there, instead of like, how about helping and drowning out the negative things and putting more of the positive? I could have seen a way that they could have used that more to their advantage than just leaving. I saw the documentary, I think it was on Netflix or whatever, about like the whole social media thing. So like, I get those other parts of it. I get that the algorithm is something crazy, everything that does. Like, I can see in ways of how it does manipulate us, and I can see in how, it's listening to us, it's doing this, like all the things that comes. Like, I do understand that. I just don't see how this is the best way to combat against that. I'm also really curious to see what Lush will be doing behind the scenes. They say that they're going to leave until these sites provide a safer environment for their users. So what does that fully mean? What do you see? What does Lush see as the safe environment for the users? What are you doing behind the scenes to help that change, other than just being like, bye? I mean, they haven't said anything. That's not to say that they are, but I don't know what it would be. Social media is a huge part of our lives, and it's not going to go away. It is going to be a part of our lives, and it's going to be constantly changed until who knows what it could be. Like, we could fully be 2 steps away from Cybermen and have like the implants that you can see. Like, there's so much that can happen to it and how it evolves. Half of it, I'm really excited to see where it's going to change. Half of me is also a little terrified of where it's going to change. But the main thing is, it's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. Online, social media, online world is not going anywhere. So you kind of have to just learn how to live with it and learn how to work with it. And there's so much good on social media. There's so much that I have learned just from being online. It has opened my eyes to so many different experiences, so many different people. One of my favorite platforms is definitely TikTok now, because I love that I can get to see so many different people, so many different voices, different views of the world. And I love that. Yes, I do understand the days when I need to like log off, have some like time away from it, but I would never at this point fully delete everything or fully take a super long hiatus, because I still really enjoy that. And not even necessarily, even if I'm not posting anything, it's still the interaction with people that I have on there. People that I consider friends out there that I would always want to be able to talk to. And our main means of communication is in like Instagram DMs. And I don't want to lose that because, well, it's also a hell of a lot cheaper than international text or phone calls. So it's a handy tool. It's how the world is pretty much changing. And it is something to either fully embrace it, or potentially you may get left in the dust, which I hope that this is not something that Lush is kind of doing. Lush did put out a news article that I think you've seen on a million different media outlets now, talking about this logging off. And in the article, they did say that they are fully aware that they are probably going to lose money. I think they estimated it at about $10 million, which I don't actually know the full, like how much money actually Lush makes in a year. So they are aware them leaving social media is going to affect the bottom line. They are going to lose money. Probably this is going to hinder maybe like growth within the company. It'll be interesting to see if like stores close down because they're maybe not as busy, or the word is just not out there. I, funny enough, appreciate that they're at least completely aware that that is probably going to happen, that they're not blind of like, oh, this was weird, we lost all this money, I wonder why. It's like, well, one of your main way of like advertising your products, you decided to leave. So yeah, of course you're going to lose more money. And as a side note, I just find it hilariously funny that like cis white men are again telling us what is toxic and what is not. There's a part of me that just almost wants to be like, is this mansplaining? Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I find it just kind of curious about that information. At the end of the day, I mean, they can do whatever they want. It's their company. I hope this doesn't have too much of a negative impact. I do overall think that Lush needs to do a major overhaul of its company. What that means, I don't know. I think they need to have fresh faces. I think they need fresh ideas and fresh people in more of their upper management and heads of the company. And for a company that talks a lot about diversity, from what I know, the people that are at the head of these, cis white men. So just saying. I'll be curious how this next few years go. I also entirely am going to put a bet on it right now when they will come back. I tried to leave I think it was 2 years ago in 2019, UK had a whole big thing of that they were logging off. North America did not log off because at the time they were kind of like separate but still joined companies. That is no longer the case. North America and UK are kind of like one and the same right now. And it was about a year after they log off, they came back. I think a lot of that had to do with the pandemic. Plus, I think maybe they did see like some of the negative impact of what this had, but that was for about a year. So I think they're definitely going to be logged off for at least a year, but I bet you $5 that within 2 years, I think they'll be back. I've actually started a counter on my phone counting down until Lush is back. I have a few friends who think, bet you anything by next Halloween, next Christmas, when they need to start advertising their biggest ranges, and this is when they make the most amount of money for their company, they figured they'd be back then. So, which is about within a year. So who knows? I would have loved to have been there in the meetings to see when they were like discussing about this and how they kind of, I don't know, like this also could be an entirely big marketing ploy because I mean, people are talking about it. Here am I sitting down talking about it. This is probably a way to like get people to the store. Like this could be a great marketing technique. And then in 6 months, they're like, never mind. Who knows at this point? But those are some of my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts about Lush leaving social media? I would love to know. I feel like this has many different sides, but I would love to hear yours. So sound off below. But also, I didn't want to make this one big rant. So funny enough, quick unboxing of the Snow Fairy experience that you can get online at Lush right now. I, of course, wanted my own customized one. So there it is. Katie, let's open her up. Oh my God, hello, all the pink Snow Fairy that you could ever have. And oh my God, there's pink potato starch, these ones. Let's see if I can make a star. Gotta love the potato starch things. So what is in this? You pretty much only get 2 products in here. So you get the Snow Fairy bath bomb, always a classic at Christmas. The main thing that I wanted in this one was the customized shower gel, which I actually thought it was a 100 milliliter one. So I'm greatly surprised that it is a 250. And there we have it. My own little personalized shower gel in Katie. Aw, how very fun. All of the luster in this little area. It almost looks like the label has a little bit of like shimmer in it, or there's just so much other glitter that's from the bath bomb that it's like imposed onto here. I have actually picked this up for a couple of my nieces, maybe one for Lush Mom, because I just think it is a super cute thing. Even if you don't use it, just to have it with your name on it, like I love those personalized things. Nice little gift for the person who loves Snow Fairy at Christmas. Yeah, so that is all from me today. Thank you guys for listening to my rant. Like I said before, let me know what you think about this. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? What are your thoughts on social media? How long do you think that they're going to be back, or anything about it? I would love to hear your thoughts. So let me know. I hope you guys are all having a great week. How's your Christmas shopping going? I don't even know where I am. I don't even know. I'm just living my life, and we're having a lean Christmas anyway because I don't really need anything. Just enjoying being here. Maybe I'll just ask for more Christmas sweaters, because what's one thing I'm lacking in my life? Christmas sweaters. I'm not. But love you all, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Okay, bye.